Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all of my wonderful and beautiful little subscribers out there. And how I love you all, saying I hope you're all super duper well, super duper wonderful, and super duper delicious. And that life is treating you most deliciously wherever you are, and that your weather is beautiful and wonderful. Now then, my delicious babies, so you cannot really see any blue sky. It's quite, well, not so very fluffy, nice clouds at 11:15 on this 15th of March 2026. Well, apparently it's Mother's Day today, my delicious babies. For myself, I believe that Mother's Day is every day, not just one day, my delicious babies. It's like the fake Crimbo, that's the same, isn't it? 3, 2, 1, my juice, little lights. Thank you, little lights, you're delicious and bright, yeah. It's like they have a day for everything, don't they? You know, all different days. I'm trying to get my lights on. Come on, little light, shine bright. Not wanting to. Hold on. Oh, I don't know what's happening. I'm really going to have to need to get some more lights, my delicious babies. They're just not wanting to work. Okay, so it doesn't matter. I've still got my lights on. We're just got to pretend they're shining. They are shining, but you just got to pretend, okay? You cannot, see them shining. Okay, my delicious babies, but they're here. Okay. Now then, there is a bit of sunshine, so the sun has got his hat on, hip 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 hooray. Okay, and it is rather windy, so I am managing to get my bedding dry, my delicious babies. And I've got lots to do today, lots and lots there we are to do. Okay, so I thought I'll bang out a video to you all, my little beautifuls, okay? And I'll say it now. Peace, love, harmony, and bright blessings to each and every one of you. May your beautiful little selves, your beautiful little families all be fully protected, because you only get one life, okay? So whether it's morning, afternoon, or evening, please have a super duper delicious time wherever you are, okay? Don't let, these get you down, okay, my delicious babies now then. So yeah, it's Mother's Day, okay? So for anybody out there, and I'm not here to hurt, offend, or upset anybody, who's maybe they've lost their beautiful, dear loved ones, okay? But a very happy Mother's Day, okay, to anybody out there, okay, my delicious babies now then. So what's it called? It's only a day ago on YouTube, my delicious babies, and it's called BBC, so they're all capitals, yeah, as we very well know, space, capital A, archives, okay, my delicious babies, so it's BBC space archives, okay, on YouTube, and this video is 39 minutes something, so it's not long, my delicious babies, and it's 653,000 subscribers, my delicious babies, so 653,000 subscribers, my delicious babies. It's an interesting little video. I've just started to watch it. I am going to listen to the last bit, when I come off my video to you all, my delicious babies. Well, these days, not many see my videos, okay? Very sadly, because I do give her, there we are, a lot of information out, there we are, as a hobby, okay, my delicious babies. But anyway, from what I can see, it's this hotel. What's it called? Last Days, is it at the Grand Parade? It's only a day ago, my delicious babies. But it's very interesting because you've got this hotel now then, okay? And you've got these elderly women who sit at the tables alone. And because I've started just to listen to it, your one woman there turned around and said, she just likes eating alone, being in her thoughts. And, well, that's not such a bad thing, actually, my delicious babies. It's all right to socialise, just to be sociable and all that. Do you know what I mean? But this took my noddle back, okay, to like when I've been on holidays before. Do you know what I mean? So you got some, they don't mind joining a table, or do you know what I mean? And it's ones who you've never met before, my delicious babies. And they're usually so lovely, not in that way, not in that way. But you got others where they're just solely, or say somebody has been travelling on their own, they're just happy just to sit alone. So it sort of took my noddle back, if you know what I mean, my delicious babies. But I would say, because any videos that I advertise, there we are, my delicious babies, there we are, it's for a reason. Okay, my delicious babies. So it's like taking ham in pieces, bits and pieces, taking little bits and pieces out my delicious babies. Do you know what I mean? So anyway, so that's that. What else is it that I want to say? Right, if you go on to our lovely please and thank you, should anybody happen to have any form of an interest, our lovely UK space column news. Okay, my delicious babies. They do have 2 channels. The one channel, I think it's got 26.5 thousand subscribers, my delicious babies, and the other one, I think, is it 96,000 subscribers, something like this now. Then anyway, and bless them. And what I was listening to was the to do with see, I'm still trying to get rid of. Oh, there we are. They've come on, my delicious babies. So I've just gently put that down, the old Kodak, you know what I mean, so that we can see the light shining. Okay, and there's a lovely conversation, and of course I'm going to continue listening to that, but I'm going to listen to it out in the garden while I'm getting other things done. Okay, my delicious babies. And anyway, and this is with our dear lovely, not in that way, not in that way, and with anybody not in that way, not in that way, our lovely dear Diana. Okay, Diana, do you know? Anyway, she's talking to another dear man, and what they're discussing, my delicious babies. Okay, now I'm really well into these converse, you know what I mean, my delicious babies, because we need to cast our noddles back. And I'm not going to forget about it, my delicious babies, not at all, okay? At what took place, okay, my delicious babies, in 2020, you know what I mean, with the old pandemic. You know what I mean, my delicious babies, and everything that everybody was going through, including our lovely dear Diana, okay, and, you know, to this dear man here now. And yes, because you see, anybody, there we are, who used ding ding dong dong common sense, and there were plenty of us all, Martin babies, you know what I mean? Ones didn't want to hear that, and in the part of this video, because it's nearly an hour long, well, in the part of this video, they're talking about, and of course, you know, to do with universities and everything like this. Now we mustn't forget, because I certainly do not forget. So that's why I personally feel that that video that I'm talking about now, our lovely UK column, there we are, is banging. Okay, because at that time, yeah, you had churches where you're supposed to sing and pray, you know, pray. Do you know what I mean? My delicious babies. But absolutely banging correct. I do not forget about anything. Yeah, they were using them to flipping jibby jab, weren't they? Not to mention all other places, and knocking up these. Let's not forget either that Nightingale. Oh yeah, remember that, my delicious babies? They're all just pop up tents. I mean, this was just something absolutely putrid. There we are, and disgusting what was happening. So there's a lot, okay, because they were not all doctors and nurses, not a flipping tall. Okay, so you got ones injecting jibby jab who were not trained to do this. Okay, I mean, when you look back at it, my delicious babies, okay, it's damn well flipping rank and disgusting what they did. So there's a lot out there, my delicious babies. This is just a figure of speech. It's just a figure of speech, okay? Who got blood on their hands now then? Because look how many are walking around now, okay, my delicious babies, with heart trouble. Sorry, excuse me, my delicious babies, okay? Having strokes, okay, you know, strokes. Okay, my delicious babies. Very sadly for others, you know, they should have been living, there we are, for a lot longer, my delicious babies, and no longer they're here. And not only that, getting back to this now. So anyway, may they all not in that way, not in that way. Mr. You know, may their beautiful dear little souls, yes, stumbled there, not changing my video. May the beautiful dear little souls, okay, whoever they are, apart from the effers who pushed everything, okay, my delicious babies, I'm not going to swear on my video today, okay, it's just, there we are, when I'm in the mood to, do you know what I mean, my delicious babies, because it does make you swear. I do not give a damn. Do you know what I mean? I'm not one of these women now then, there we are, who watches the P's and Q's. No, I'm not. If I'm done saying something, there we are, I'm done saying it and that's it. And what took place is damn well rank and damn well disgusting and putrid, okay? And now we're still seeing, you know, what they've taken for some, bless their beautiful dear little souls, not in that way, not in that way, okay? And we still do not know because it's experimental. We still do not know what the outcome's going to be. Okay, Martin, baby, so it's extremely serious in my view. Extremely. And very sadly, I knew plenty, bless their beautiful dear little souls, not in that way, who have very sadly taken something. Okay? So, so no, I won't let it go. And even now, Mads Lishtik babies, because dear Diana, bless her, and that dear man as well, who she's talking to on the video, Mads Lishtik babies, okay? Because, we're professors, and everything in universities. Well, even now, Mads Lishtik babies. So I can say this because I already know, okay? Because I've spoken to ones who actually work in these establishments, okay? And it's still like office politics. Okay, Mads, look babies, okay? And this is what is that we are most damaging. Do you know what I mean, Mads, look babies? It's like if you do not listen to one thing now and you have a different say in what it is you want to say. Oh, and especially around that time, Mads, look babies, okay? Especially ones like myself who never got injected jibby jabbed. Okay, the fact of the matter is, oh gosh, you classed as there we are the worst on this earth, Martin babies. What? Because I used my flipping ding ding dong dong noddle, and because I refused, because I did Martin babies. I never wore no muzzle, and let's not forget as well, Martin babies. I'm not shouting at you, Martin babies, and anybody who's very sadly taken, okay? I'm not taking the pee and I'm not being sarcastic. I would never do that. My heart goes out to you all. But the fact of the matter is remember the old muzzles? And I remember, they're stumbling again, not changing my video. Remember the old, they were making all these fashionable, that they call them fashion muzzles, mad, babies to keep your trap shut, just to cover your trap. We remember that, don't we, Martin? Babies, how many companies now then? We're making ka-ching, 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 we're in the money, we're in the money. Let's not forget about these blue and white putrid masks, which I still see, Martin, babies, from time to time. That's either been thrown out into the road now then. Do you know what I mean, Martin, babies, okay? And I remember watching on BitChute, Martin babies, all at that time, because I was telling everybody, there we are, what to go on. And I was sending videos from Mad Dog and Bone and sending it to everybody. Well, it's only a small amount in Mad Dog and Bone, sending all these videos, okay? That in India, you had young little babies now, then bless them, okay? Sat on dirty floors, making those muzzles, those masks. Mad babies, oh yes. I sing full and plenty on our lovely BitChute that unfortunately we're not allowed to flipping watch now in our old England Martin babies, can. And there's something else I want to tell you as well. So yes, you've still got the office politics going on. But anyway, please, for anybody who happens to have, there we are, any form of an interest, please take a listen, especially to our lovely dear UK column news, okay? And they've got their own website, Martin babies, which they do prefer, ones to go to as well, okay? But that one's on YouTube, Martin babies, okay? Please and thank you. But, yes, we must never ever forget, and we must never ever forget, there we are, how we were all treated, whether we took something that's experimental or not. Okay, the fact is, and look now, even now, Martin babies, and I don't like to use this word, but it's damn well true, all the mental health. There we are. It's really bad, Martin babies. Do you understand what I mean? Okay, because of all of this. Not to mention the little babies in a nursery, little bairns at school, and teenagers. Everything what they went through. There we are. Everything what they went through, Martin little babies. Do you understand what I mean? No, I do not forget anything, Martin little babies. Do you know what I'm saying? It was directly a weapon. There we are, to kill, to murderers. Do you know what I mean, Martin little babies? So I'm not going to forget about it ever. I will never, ever, 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 ever forget what they did, and I will certainly never, ever, ever, ever forgive. Now then, Martin babies, the final thing. So if you was to go on, once again, should anybody happen to have any form of an interest, lovely davidike.com. Okay, not in that way, not in that way. Now, I listened to a video this morning with our lovely dear, not in that way, not in that way, our lovely dear Richard, and he was talking to a dear gentleman called Wayne. Okay, That video there is an hour and 9 minutes long and something, Martin Babies, okay? It would really pay Martin Babies, please and thank you, to please take a listen, there we are, to that video. Okay, now I've been knowing, there we are, what they've been doing long time with all of this business now. Okay, Martin Babies, but the problem that we're in, Martin Babies, and like I said, I've been hearing about all this long time, okay? I talked about, oh, bless him, Dr. Robert O. Young, I hope he's out of that place now, bless him. But anyway, and so he was talking about, different things now that were, in this flipping snake flipping oil. Do you know what I mean? Martin Babies. And anyway, he was talking about it long time. There we are, before any other doctors and that. And he was Martin Babies, because what he was trying to do is help mankind and help our beautiful little babies now, because we're doing it in the vets, man. And I knew, there we are, all the way back then, I was telling everybody, I'm still telling everybody to this day, Martin Babies, do not take any of these jibby jabs. Do not jibby jab your little babies at the vets. Do not allow them to do anything, because they're ending up where they lose, their back legs are going, everything's happening. And I was seeing it all at that time, there we are, Martin Babies, let me tell you. So no, I do not forget anything. But getting back to this matter in hand now, this video that dear Richard and his dear, gentleman Owen, who were talking not in that way with either. I'd really strongly suggest that one's listen to this video. Okay, I know it's a lot to take in. There we are. It is a lot to take in. And especially for anybody who's just starting out, like with research and everything, okay? Because once you take it in, okay, you say to yourself, well, how can they want to do this? Because this is all to do with our noddles, Martin Babies. It's all to do with our minds. Do you understand what I mean? There we are. It's extremely serious, okay, what is going on. So they're absolutely banging correct. So when the wars, I've been done saying this. So you have wars, they pump things out, boom, 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 every single day, okay, so that ones do not know if they're in the park of the pictures. And it's very, there we are, tiring. It really is, Martin Babies. So I do have the odd day where I just do not do a video, because I think, you know what, I'm just peed off with a whole lot of this damn flipping silly business now. You know what I mean? Because not in a violent way. If we were all to get together, Martin Babies, okay, and just say no, 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 no to everything, simple things, the word no. Do you know what I mean? What could they do? But I did agree with dear Richard and dear Wayne. You are going to have some, so sad to say this, with a heavy heart, okay, who are going to fall for this shite. You see what I mean, Martin Babies? I'm already seeing now, long time, one's wearing these muzzles, okay, muzzles, Martin Babies, okay? So you can see what it has done. So they're clearly still listening to the poxy box in the corner of the room, and this is really sad. But you're going to get some, very sadly, who are not going to be able to escape the net. Do you know what I mean? Martin Baby is very sad, so I totally agreed. Banging, banging, banging video to listen to, Martin Babies. But it is, I repeat once again, it is a lot of information to take in, especially if you just, there we are, new to this. Okay, Martin Babies, I've gone through this, there we are, for years, okay? Which is why I mainly, there we are, isolate myself. Okay, because the reason why, if I tried to tell others to explain, okay, I've got two hopes. I've got Bob Earp and no effing Earp. Okay, Martin Babies, because they're just not wanting to listen. They do not want to listen. Because, and I'll repeat again, as I do say on and off on my videos, because it is a fear. Okay, and especially when you know what these are flipping doing behind the curtain, Martin Babies. You see what I mean? But they've got to keep everybody, there we are, occupied, so that they can carry on now then with their nasty, dirty business now. Do you see what I mean, Martin Babies? And one's really now, there we are, got to start getting it, okay, and waking the effing hell up, there we are, to what is going on, okay? This is extremely serious, Martin Babies, but please, it would really pay you to please and thank you to take a listen to this video, okay? I will be sending it out, actually, to everybody in my dog and bone. I'm not sure who will be able to listen, you know, because many are working, bless them, you know, they've got families and everything. So I do really, truly get that. Do you understand what I mean? Okay, but really, one should not be ignoring any of this, what is going on. Okay, my delicious little babies. But yeah, they're still doing it in the universities. They're still doing it now, my delicious little babies. Okay, and of course, what's the consequences? Ones that are leaving their jobs and going somewhere else because they just do not want to be a part of this shite, my delicious little babies. They just do not want to be a part of it. They just want to get up, go into their job, have a delicious and wonderful, pleasant day, okay? Minus the flipping effing party politics, okay? My delicious babies. And then just get in the car, the brum brum's wheels, and come home. Simple things. They don't want to be part of it, my delicious babies, okay? So it's still going on to this day. Okay, and that is the point I want to make. So that's all I'm gonna. And I'm not shouting at you, my delicious babies. You know I'd never do that. Do you know what I mean? I'm just so passionate. I'm just so passionate. There we are about what I talk about, my delicious babies. And some days, I'm telling you, right? Some days, there we are. I get damn well flipping frustrated. You know, because you can see, you can hear what is going on, but still, I'm not going to say it about everybody, my delicious babies. No, I am not. Okay, but you can see and hear, and especially when you can see and hear, and I'm not the only one getting, there we are, I'm not the only one getting frustrated, my delicious little babies. There's many other uploaders, there we are, who too are very frustrated with this effing shark man. Do you know what I mean? Okay, so we really, there we are, got to get up on our game here, okay? Because like I just said, while you got the wars going on, you got everything going on. And at the time, you know, we all know it's all one big effing scam anyway, just like the flipping green team and all this shat and flipping the oil business and all this silly nonsense now. Do you know what I mean? It's just one big scam. And of course, it gives them excuses to put everything up and do everything. Do you know what I mean? Just to F us up even more, mad delicious little babies, you and I and everybody in the world. Do you see what I'm saying, mad delicious little babies, okay? So we've got to be up on our game. There we are, we really have. It's really important, there we are, to pay attention to what is going on, there we are, at the moment, okay? You've got to be able to not be distracted by this, okay? There we are, because this is what the bank on, you know what I mean, marginally babies anyway. So I've already said everything, okay? So now I'm going to get cracking now. Well, first of all, I've got to pill my spuds, okay? So I'll get that out done and out the way, okay? At least I can get them on while I'm sorting things out in my garden, okay? So please have a beautiful day. But like I say, I do give out different videos, okay? But there's that many videos at the moment, my delicious babies, okay, that I'm trying my best, there we are, to keep up with, okay? So it is a constant thing, okay, my delicious babies, but I do not want to just advertise shite. Do you understand what I mean? Okay, so if I'm going to advertise, so I advertise who are banging, you know what I mean? Well aware, there we are, fully of what is going on. And with our lovely dear David Ark and his lovely dear sons and their lovely dear friend Richard and their lovely dear Sam, bless her. Well, the fact of the matter is, I've known for decades. Do you see what I mean? I've known for many years, there we are, about what's been going on with things. Do you see what I mean? And it's not very nice to hear. You know, like harvesting, like everything. You know, organ harvesting, okay? The thing with the blood, okay? And the situation that ones are in. I was long time saying this, there we are, on my videos. It's very serious. You know, that if anybody even has a blood transfusion, you don't know if that blood, there we are, is clean. Do you see what I'm saying? Yes, okay? And that flipping effing Red Cross as well, okay? Yeah. I talked about all this, there we are, on my videos, long time. I've been talking about this, my delicious babies, long time I've been talking about it, okay? It's very serious, okay? So, I mean, I could say a lot more, but I've got other things to do now, okay, my delicious babies, but I just wanted to get the video out. So, please, so very much love to you. Thank you to anybody if you do manage to pass my channel. Thank you to anybody. I'm mixing bread and butter for my little beautiful little birdies and squirrels now as well. And all creatures great and small, because they love the old bread and butter, you know what I mean, my delicious babies anyway. But thank you for listening, and if you do happen to be able to cross my channel, okay, thank you for any views, for any likes, for the occasional comments, bless you all. But yes, I am, there we are, very passionate about what I talk about. This is why I don't really talk to many. You know, even in my own family, you know, they think I'm, you know, flown over the old cuckoo's nest. Do you understand what I mean, my delicious babies? Because they're just not paying attention. And I don't mean that nastily. Do you understand what I mean? I certainly do not mean that nastily, okay? But this is a journey for myself, as others have their journeys, but it's a journey for myself. And sometimes you've got to walk on your own. There we are. Do you know what I mean? Mad delicious babies. It doesn't bother myself. I left home at 15. So, who gives a figures anyway? Do you understand what I mean? Okay. I've been on my own many times in my life. I'm on my own now. You know what I mean? I'm not fazed by it at all. I do not need everybody around myself, to keep myself happy. I'm all right, me, myself, and I. Do you understand what I mean? And my little beautiful little babies, my beautiful little Rose, and my beautiful little mares, you know what I mean? I'm super duper happy. But, if I try to talk about this, I've got a few beautiful, dear little friends. There we are. And they really get me. Banging, banging, banging. They get exactly where I'm coming from. But not everybody's the same, my delicious babies. Like I said, that's why, sometimes ones, there we are, have to walk on their own. And I happen to be one of them. But am I bothered? Could I give a fiddler's F? No, I couldn't. I just get damn well, I repeat once again, damn well frustrated because I'm saying, gosh, when is this, because really tomorrow, today, there we are, it could be an end to all of this shart. There we are. There we are. Okay. But when, myself and others are on one song sheet and then others are on another song sheet and then others are on another song sheet and others are on another song sheet, do you know what I mean? It's enough to scramble your effing noddle, man. Do you know what I mean? Martelish babies, okay? It does your flipping boxing. Do you know what I mean? Because you can see it, they cannot see it. And that's the sad part about it. Martelish babies. So yes, I do get flipping passionate. I could talk for England, Ireland, Scotland, Wales, there we are, and beyond Martelish babies. Believe me on this one. Do you know what I mean? I'm never short on conversation. It's very rare you'll ever see me stumped for words. Very rare. Do you know what I mean? Martelish babies, I've usually always, there we are, got an answer to come up with. Do you know what I mean? Martelish babies, but what am I saying? We got the answer. Just say flipping damn well effing no as many times as you can. Do you know what I mean? Okay? And stop them from this nasty, horrible business on mankind and on our beautiful little babies and beautiful mankind. Do you know what I mean? What have we done to these to deserve this shart? Nothing at all, mad delicious babies. What have other countries done to be bombed and all of this nasty business now? What have they done? They've done nothing wrong, isn't it? But there seems to be a theme, doesn't there? Because it appears to be the leaders, isn't it? Because what are they supposed to be leading? Simple, simple things. I'm just asking a question, isn't it? What are they supposed to be leading? Okay, to be allowing, there we are, to have their countries bombed. Do you see what I'm saying, Martish babies? I just see things now, there we are, from a completely different view here. Okay, Martish babies, and I'm going to leave it like that, okay? So thank you once again, okay? You just please look after now how I love you all so. You're all beautiful, wonderful, and delish, and I'll love you. Take care. Have a beautiful morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are. Thank you once again for listening. Goodbye.